So today it was requested for me to make a video about how to find meaning in life, being an unmotivated INTP. So first of all, I'm an existential nihilist, so I don't think that there's an higher purpose to our existence, and that's probably one of the reasons why a few months ago I was so depressed, because the human brain, or at least people, were not meant to think that they have no purpose. It literally destroys them from the inside out. That's why, for example, when people lose their jobs, they usually get depressed because they feel worthless. They feel that they're wasting time, that they're not being productive, that they're not being useful. And INTPs probably get depressed often precisely because of our procrastination, because we sometimes do what we want more than what we should. And we know that we should be studying instead of watching videos or movie. And then we pay the consequences with either bad grades or just not reaching the goals that we want. Speaking of goals, maybe it's important to have goals because you have an objective to move towards. If you don't have an objective, being that you are an INTP, then you will have no reason to act. You will have no reason to get out of bed, to stop watching the movie that you're watching, to stop watching the video or playing the game that you are playing. So maybe making a goal in your life, or several, will help you at least get some of the motivations that you apparently don't have at the moment. But how to find meaning? I mean, like I said, I don't think that there is intrinsic meaning, but if you mean like personal meaning instead of objective meaning, then like one of the things that I did when to help me get out of depression was to set myself some goals, and in this case were to study my to study psychology, to study my discipline at university, because first of all that's what I'm here for, and I think it's kind of a waste of time and a waste of money that I would be in this room and not doing my job. It would be a waste of everyone's time and money. Second would be that I decided that since life has no meaning, no intrinsic meaning, and I disagree with this, but for the moment it has worked, or it has been working. Even though that life has no intrinsic meaning, I think, obviously I can't be sure about any of that. Then I set myself the goal of knowing as much as I can about the areas of my interest. In this case, philosophy, psychology, physics, religion, politics, and so forth, biology. So I kind of dedicated my life to knowledge, to know more. And I think it's a very INTP-ish thing to do, since we like to know stuff by default. So use that probably already characteristic that you have of wanting to know stuff and make that your life. Use that as the objective that you are now lacking. Make your life about knowledge and knowing more about things that you want, because that kind of gives us pleasure, I guess. So you not only will you be fulfilling an objective of yours, you will getting pleasure from it. So I think it's maybe a good advice if you are unmotivated and you are an INTP. Set yourself goals. And timers, maybe. I've said that before, like put a timer on your phone to study like 1 hour a day, and you have to do it. Like force yourself to do it if you are in the point of really no motivation. Really force yourself to do it for maybe like 3 weeks, and then you will see that it gets a lot easier, because the brain to make a new connection. And I'm not completely sure about this, but I've read it before, that the brain, to make a new connection, needs about 30 days to start doing something that becomes a habit. So if you start doing it for 3-4 weeks, and when you study 1 hour a day, or you do something that you don't want, like studying, or any kind of work that you have to do, after a month or 3 weeks, whatever, it's going to become easier. You're going to start do it nearly by default, nearly unconsciously. So set yourself the goal of doing the things that you want, and at the same time the things that you have to do. So in my case, it's the things that I have to do is study psychology, and the things that I want is to study and know about the disciplines that I talked about. So dedicate your life to knowledge, for example, or to your work, or to people, or whatever gives you pleasure, and at the same time that makes you feel productive. And I think that's it.